Bolton Job Centre, one of the busiest in the Northwest, 500 people move on to Universal Credit every month. Bolton has a high level of unemployment for people between 18 and 25. 7% of all 18 to 25 are classed as unemployed, higher than a national average of 3 to 4%. Jenny left with crippling anxiety after a serious sexual assault. Unemployed for 9 months after crippling stress over her attackers, trial became hard and had to take time out. Former hairdresser had dream of being an air hostess. She is a waitress on a 0-hour contract who finds it very difficult to predict how much money she will have to live off. A night where she went out to a neighbor's house and he got me drunk. There were already red flags. He sexually assaulted me that night, twice. When she woke up it was horrible. 80% of rape cases don't even get to court. She admits she doesn't know if she's mentally ready, but enough is enough, and she has to get back to work. She has a bubbly personality and will soon see her get work in the hospitality sector. She was on £6.30 an hour. Flat costing £60 a week, adds up her hours and begins to question whether it even pays to be in work. Forced to apply for a £250 advance on her Universal Credit will top up her salary but takes 63p from every pound she earns. Payments are made a month behind. She never knows how much she will receive. She tells work coach Annie, "I've been getting anxiety shakes before work and takes tablets to cope." Paula, 34 years old, is given an advance payment to help her through the transition period to Universal Credit. She had no savings, but finds herself struggling to pay it back. The temptation to treat herself and daughter proves too much and gets into debt, ending up at food banks. First Universal Credit payment was a shock. Moved in with her partner Erin, 23, and the change of circumstances. Told she will pay back £105 a month, over 12 months, say common sense to pay it back. 3 weeks on, she has been allowed a total of £1,700 in advance. She reveals has spent it on bills, food, silly material things, a haircut and phone to show off. After that, leaving £17 a day for a family of 3. Her health was affected. She cannot claim disability living allowance. Job Centre Carmel says this situation is happening all the time. Most customers are coming back with problems about paying them back. The Universal Credit Mechanism was itself first outlined as a concept in a 2009 report. The loans are putting people in increase in debt. Amber Rudd tried to make changes, but those changes were not good enough and still complaints her way. Meanwhile, civil servant Neil Cooling continues trying to roll out the new system. He has been responsible for Universal Credit for the past 5 years. Courts argue it's built for middle
of the UFC title after he was charged with a hit-and-run incident before his title defense against Anthony Johnson. He has solved the problems that fighters bring him. Jones bumped into Tyson and jokingly sparred with him. Tyson once described Jones as a bad man when asked about his favorite UFC fighters. Jones is the
increased time to 2023. Robert Walmsley is responsible to see if they are spending the money well. Neil noticed that the numbers of change of circumstances were much lower than our assumptions was. 6 months of data have not come up to where we expected. People are not wanting to come on to Universal Credit and the people on it complaining they want to be off it. Neil getting information wrong. People in the job centre won't have enough tools to get people into work. Neil's solution is to move the end date by 9 months to complete in September 2024. By moving it to 9 months, labor cost will increase by $500 million. 2.6 million are relying on him to make the right decision, which will continue to grow over the next 5 years. Thanks for listening.